Is it just me, or are guys becoming more douchey every day? I went on a so-called date, and I don't know why I try. Okay, so the date, let me try to get my thoughts together. Okay, so he asked me if I wanted to meet. So I agreed, asked him where he lived. He told me. I said, oh, okay, you're by my favorite store. He had never been to my favorite store. But anyway, they have a little restaurant. So I'd mentioned that. So he's like, oh, we could meet there. So I'm like, really? Okay. So when I get there, he asked me if I wanted anything to eat. But the way that he asked me, it was almost like he was hoping I would say no. So I told him no. You know, we're sitting there talking. He's picking my brain. He's a psychologist, so he's trying to figure me out. Later on, he's like, oh, I'm hungry. So then he says, do you want to share something? I'm sorry, but that is one of my pet peeves. It's one thing if, like, you're my man, or we want to share a dessert or even share from each other's plate, but you want to share an appetizer. This gyoza, 5 to 6 pieces of gyoza, and I was just kind of turned off. So he's eating, and then he has 3 there, and he's like, are you gonna have some? And I'm really not hungry. So he eats 2 of them, and then he closes the container and pushes the one over to me, and I pushed it back to him. So he leaves, I leave. So then tonight he texted me. He starts asking me about some of the things I shared, and then he says, youth football season starts tomorrow. Long story. And I said, I'm not into sports at all. And he says, so what? Sleep well. And I put, pardon? And he says, pardon what? And I said, like, what did you mean by so what? So I didn't want to be hypersensitive and just assume that he was being a douchebag. And then he says, okay, so you're not into sports. I don't care, but I was just sharing my own enthusiasm with you. Oh, really? Okay. So I just replied back, got it, take care. And then I commenced to do what I do best and what I love to do. I blocked him. Men are losing their minds. I really just don't know what's going on here, but I do know that you're not going to be a douchebag to me. And you want to feed me 1 piece of gyoza? Oh, nobody. Okay, so not only are you a douchebag, but you're cheap. Okay. No wonder why he's been married 2 times and both wives have divorced him. That's all I have to say.